In our first major trade of this NBA offseason, the Phoenix Suns are acquiring all-star guard Bradley Beal from the Washington Wizards. In exchange, Phoenix will be sending out Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, and at least 4 second-round picks and pick swaps. At face value, this looks like a robbery by the Suns. Beal is only going to be 30 years old going into next season. His presence is going to supercharge an already high-octane offense. Bradley Beal, though flawed, is still an extremely talented player. His scoring ability is his calling card, but he's far from a ball stopper on offense. Beal has averaged over 5 assists per game in 4 of the last 5 years, and that was with questionable talent around him. I think that reducing his load and playing him as a third option next to Durant and Booker will make for some unprecedented offensive ratings for Phoenix next year. Another positive for Phoenix is just addition by subtraction. Though Chris Paul was a key part of the Suns' finals appearance in 2021, it's clear that his age has caught up to him. His body is just not durable enough to make it through a long playoff run anymore. As for Landry Shamet, he's a shooter who hasn't shot over 40% from 3 since 2019 and averages under 36% from beyond the arc during the playoffs. Even with the draft capital, Phoenix is giving up very little for a player of Beal's talent. The Wizards are also sending 24-year-old guard Jordan Goodwin to Phoenix in the trade. Goodwin is a young bench guy who has shown that he can be an effective role player. He'll provide some extra defense to the Suns' guard rotation, and most importantly, his contract is very inexpensive. It isn't all upside for the Suns, though. You gotta wonder, is adding another injury-prone star really the answer? And one who's defensively challenged at that. They didn't give up too much to acquire Beal, but what does the value of the trade matter if he misses 30 games next season? Beal has averaged over 23 games missed for the past 4 seasons, so this is certainly a real concern. Or worse, what if he's hurt during the playoffs? KD and Booker weren't enough to get by Denver this year. Sure, their depth was lacking, but does Bradley Beal, healthy or not, help the Suns' depth issues? Which leads me to my second con, the contract. The Wizards signed Bradley Beal to an absurd 5-year, $251 million deal last offseason. That's a lot of money to pay your third option, especially considering that the new collective bargaining agreement signed between the players' union and the owners has stricter punishments for teams with inflated cap sheets. The Suns are betting that their top-heavy approach to team building will lead to success, but that's a risky gamble. Beal's contract is also going to impede their ability to add better role players. They're going to be restricted to filling out their roster with minimum contract guys and hoping that the ring chaser market is active enough this offseason, because that's the only way the Suns are going to be able to field 15 players. From Washington's perspective, this simply comes down to a change in direction. The Wizards completely overhauled their front office, firing general manager Tommy Shepard 2 months ago.
This was a disappointing year.
Now the new administration is running things how they see fit. Should the new front office have gotten more for their all-star? Maybe. But it's not like they're the ones that gave Beal $250 million and a no-trade clause as a little cherry on top. Getting off of that deal and leaving the constant mediocrity that the Wizards fans have come to know so well will be valuable in and of itself. Although these next few seasons are going to be pretty rough. I imagine they'll let Porzingis and Kuzma walk and prioritize building through the draft. In other words, they're going to be tanking. Maybe the most important question of all for the Suns. Does this put them ahead of Denver? I don't really think so. Sure, maybe it makes them more competitive, but it's not like Beal is going to make stopping Jokic any easier. The Suns are going to have to win shootouts against a Nuggets team that has no problem scoring. I admire the Suns' new owner, Matt Ishbia, for his willingness to aim for championships immediately upon his arrival. I mean, it's been 5 months, and he's already got 2 blockbuster trades under his belt? I just worry about what this team will look like in 5 years. Even 3 years from now. The championship window feels very narrow to me. And I can't imagine that Devin Booker will be willing to endure a rebuild if this iteration of the Suns fails to bring a title home to Phoenix. thanks for watching my video. There's a link to my blog in the description below if you want to check out some of my written work. I appreciate you guys for supporting. It means a lot to me. So, thank you.